Something about Sigma males feels different. People can't always explain it, but they feel it when one walks into the room. It's not loud. It's not obvious. But it's there. A strange kind of energy that makes others stop, notice and wonder, what is going on with this guy? That's what people are talking about when they mention Sigma male energy. It's not just about being quiet or staying alone. It's about how that quietness draws attention. It's about how someone can avoid the spotlight and still be the center of the room. That's what makes Sigma energy feel weird. It breaks the rules of how we're used to seeing power and presence. Most people are familiar with alpha energy. It's direct, loud, and visible. The alpha takes control, leads the group, and thrives on attention. Beta energy is the opposite, more passive, more dependent, more socially cautious. But Sigma males exist outside that whole structure. They don't try to lead or follow. They move differently. And that's what makes their energy so strange and so interesting. This weird Sigma energy is a combination of habits, choices, and natural instincts that most people don't expect. Sigma males aren't trying to be mysterious, but they are. They're not trying to be influential, but they often are. They don't chase attention, yet attention often follows them. It's confusing to some. It's impressive to others. But it's always noticeable. Part of what makes Sigma energy feel so different is that it's hard to read. People expect someone powerful to speak up, take control, or show off. Sigma males rarely do any of those things. They stay calm. They move slow. They think deeply. And that stillness makes others curious. It also makes them nervous. In this video, we're going to explore 6 weird energies that are common in Sigma males. These are traits that set them apart from the crowd. They aren't loud or flashy, but they are strong. And once you learn to spot them, you'll start noticing Sigma energy everywhere, from your workplace to your social circle to the way some men carry themselves in everyday life. These 6 energies may seem unusual. Some might even feel strange. But they're real. And they explain why Sigma males leave such a deep impression without saying much at all. Let's get into it. Weird energy number 1. Magnetic solitude. Most people think being alone means being invisible. If you're not out there, if you're not seen, if you're not social, people will forget about you. But Sigma males break that rule. They choose solitude, and somehow that solitude makes them more visible, more attractive, and more interesting. That's magnetic solitude. It's the first weird energy Sigma males give off. It's strange to see someone alone and feel pulled toward them. It doesn't make sense at first. Shouldn't a quiet, distant person be easy to ignore? But with a Sigma, the opposite happens. The more he stays in his own world, the more people want to know what's going on inside it. This energy starts with presence. The Sigma male doesn't talk much, but he doesn't hide either. He enters a space with calm, steady energy. He doesn't need to explain himself. He doesn't need to fill the air. He simply exists with confidence, and that quiet confidence pulls people in. It's not needy. It's not demanding. It's just there, and that makes it powerful. People are drawn to mystery. And the Sigma's solitude creates it. When someone doesn't offer up their story right away, others get curious. They start wondering what he's thinking, what he believes, what he knows. That curiosity builds tension. And tension builds interest. Without saying a word, the Sigma becomes the most talked about person in the room. Another reason this solitude becomes magnetic is because it feels earned. The Sigma male isn't alone because he can't connect. He's alone because he chooses to be. That changes the way people see him. They don't see a man who's lonely, They see a man who values his own space. That self-respect becomes attractive. In a world full of people trying to stand out, the Sigma male disappears and somehow still stands out. He doesn't chase validation. He doesn't seek approval. That makes people wonder what he knows that they don't. That wonder turns into attention. That attention turns into energy. This isn't about being cold or arrogant. It's about being grounded. Sigma males aren't trying to prove anything. They're just living in a way that's true to them. That quiet strength gives off a vibe that people can feel, even if they don't understand it. Magnetic solitude works because it flips the script. It shows that you don't need to be everywhere, doing everything with everyone. Sometimes the strongest energy is the one that comes from stillness. Weird energy number 2, enigmatic silence. Silence usually feels like a gap, something that needs to be filled. In most conversations, people rush to talk, to explain, to respond. But Sigma males are different. They don't fear silence. They use it. They shape it. And in their presence, silence becomes something people feel. It becomes its own form of energy. This is what we call enigmatic silence. It's not just the absence of words, it's the presence of control. Sigma males are known for their quietness, but it's a specific kind of quiet. It's intentional. It's powerful. And it holds weight. When a Sigma male speaks, he's careful with his words. He doesn't talk to fill space. He talks to make a point. And that means his silence becomes a tool. It builds tension. It holds attention. People lean in because they don't know what he'll say next, or when he'll say it. This energy is weird because it makes people uncomfortable. Most are used to fast talk, shared jokes, constant chatter. When someone breaks that rhythm with silence, the room shifts. People become more aware. They become more focused. And in that quiet, the Sigma male gains control, not by force, but by stillness. This kind of silence isn't easy to fake. It has to come from a place of confidence. Sigma males don't need to prove their thoughts. They don't need to speak just to be seen. That comfort with silence shows that they're sure of themselves. That certainty creates energy. Enigmatic silence also invites projection. When someone doesn't talk much, people start imagining what they're thinking. They read into body language, facial expressions, and small details. That mystery becomes more powerful than anything spoken. People aren't just listening to the Sigma, they're building stories around him. In social settings, this makes Sigma males stand out. They're not fighting to be heard. But when they do speak, people stop and listen. Their words carry weight because they don't waste them. That kind of communication leaves an impression, and often it lasts longer than the loudest voice in the room. Even in conflict, this silence becomes a weapon. While others get emotional, defensive, or loud, the Sigma male stays calm. His quiet response creates pressure. It forces others to think harder, speak slower, or question themselves. That's the power of controlled silence. It doesn't just fill the space. It owns it. This weird energy is subtle but real. It challenges people to slow down, to think, to pay attention. And that's exactly why it's so powerful. Weird energy number 3, intimate depth. Most people talk a lot without saying much. Conversations are filled with small talk, safe topics, and surface-level jokes. It's easy, it's casual, and it keeps things light. But Sigma males move in the opposite direction. They bring a strange intensity to communication. They skip the surface and dive straight into deep waters. That's the energy of intimate depth. Sigma males are not interested in meaningless conversations. They don't enjoy fake laughs or empty compliments. When they choose to speak, they aim for something real. That makes their energy feel heavy in a way that surprises people. It's not emotional outbursts or deep confessions. It's simply the ability to speak with purpose, to listen fully, and to connect in a way that feels direct. This energy can feel weird because it doesn't match the pace of modern life. Most people aren't used to being seen clearly or listened to completely. But Sigma males do both. They pay close attention. They look into people instead of around them. And when they respond, it's not just casual, it's personal. That kind of focus can be intense. It's not flirty or romantic necessarily. It's just raw presence. The Sigma male doesn't try to entertain. He tries to understand. And for someone on the other end, that can feel powerful and sometimes uncomfortable. This level of depth isn't something Sigma males force. It comes naturally from their way of thinking. They reflect often. They question things. They carry strong values. And when they speak to someone, they want it to matter. That's why they often form fewer relationships, but stronger ones. They don't need a crowd. They just need truth. Intimate depth also affects how people remember them. A short talk with a Sigma male can stick in your mind. Not because he said a lot, but because what he said felt important. His words are direct, clear, and sometimes sharper than expected. He doesn't speak to please, he speaks to share what's real. This makes the Sigma hard to ignore. Even in silence, people feel the intensity. They sense the expectation. They know that if they speak with him, it won't be small. It'll be something more. And that potential makes them curious, but also cautious. In friendships and relationships, this depth can be powerful. The Sigma male builds strong connections with people who match his energy. He's not interested in controlling others. He's just looking for something real. That simple desire is rare, and when people feel it, they take notice. This weird energy isn't about drama. It's about clarity. It's about the ability to sit with truth, even when it's uncomfortable. And that's why people feel different around a Sigma male. He's not afraid of depth. He lives in it. Weird energy. Number 4. Autonomy aura. There's something about Sigma males that says, I don't need anything from you. And that's not a rude message, it's just a fact. They carry themselves like they're fully self-sufficient. They don't lean on others, chase approval, or rely on outside help. That creates what we call autonomy aura. It's a weird energy because most people are used to some level of need in others. But the Sigma gives off none. This aura is built on independence. Sigma males structure their lives around self-control and freedom. They make decisions based on their own values. They go after goals without asking for support. They enjoy company but never depend on it. That mindset shows in how they walk, talk, and interact. When someone is truly independent, people notice. It changes the dynamic. Most people, even confident ones, have some level of social dependence. They want to be liked, praised, or reassured. But Sigma males operate with a different fuel. They already believe in their path. They don't need others to approve it. This creates tension in social spaces. When someone doesn't seek approval, others don't know how to handle it. They're not used to it. Most people know how to respond to someone who's loud, open, or emotional. But the Sigma male keeps his cards close. He listens more than he talks. He speaks only when needed. And that energy throws people off. Autonomy aura doesn't mean being antisocial or disconnected. It simply means the Sigma male doesn't shape himself to fit in. He's not trying to be liked, he's just being real. That honesty is refreshing, but it also sets him apart. This energy becomes especially noticeable in situations where people expect reactions. If someone tries to impress, tease, or pressure the Sigma, they get very little in return. Not because he's ignoring them, but because he doesn't play those games. That quiet refusal to engage in social noise feels powerful and sometimes unsettling. In relationships, this aura can confuse people. The Sigma male is present, but not dependent. He cares, but he doesn't cling. That balance creates respect. It also creates curiosity. People wonder how he's so centered, so steady, and so in control of his own life. This kind of presence comes from discipline. Sigma males train themselves to depend on their own thoughts, actions, and beliefs. They build systems that keep them focused, and they avoid anything that pulls them off track. Autonomy aura shows that strength doesn't need to be loud. Sometimes the strongest energy in the room comes from someone who isn't asking for anything. Weird energy number 5, moral ambiguity vibe. Most people want to know where someone stands. Are they a good guy or a bad guy? Are they on your side or not? But with Sigma males, the answer isn't always clear. They live by their own code. They don't explain it. They don't defend it. And that gives off a moral ambiguity vibe, an energy that's hard to pin down. This weird energy makes people uncomfortable. It's natural to want certainty in others. We like clear categories, clear rules, clear roles. But Sigma males don't operate that way. They don't broadcast their beliefs. They don't take sides just to fit in. And they don't always agree with the group. This doesn't mean they're immoral or dangerous. It just means their morality is private. They think deeply about right and wrong, but they don't announce their choices. They live them. And that silent commitment to a personal code makes them unpredictable. People are used to clear heroes and villains. But Sigma males don't try to be either. They may help someone without ever saying why. They may walk away from drama instead of choosing a side. They might take action that looks selfish, but later turns out to be wise. This layered behavior makes others wonder what's really going on. In high-stakes situations, this vibe becomes even stronger. While others argue over who's right, the Sigma moves. He acts fast based on his values, not the crowd's opinion. That kind of focus can be scary, because it shows he's not following social rules. He's writing his own. Moral ambiguity isn't about being fake. It's about refusing to be boxed in. Sigma males don't need people to label them. They care about the result, not the reaction. That makes them powerful and hard to predict. Even in personal relationships, this energy stands out. A Sigma male may care deeply, but not show it in traditional ways. He may walk away when it's right for him, not when others expect it. He may forgive silently or hold a boundary without explaining it. That quiet independence from social norms makes others watch closely, even when they don't fully understand him. This weird energy is built on internal strength. The Sigma doesn't ask others to guide his choices. He does that himself. And while others might judge him for it, they also respect it. He doesn't want to fit a label. He wants to live by truth, and that kind of clarity can feel like mystery. Weird energy number 6, quiet competence. Sigma males rarely brag. They don't talk about their goals constantly, and they don't draw attention to their wins. But when you look at what they've built, what they know, and what they've survived, the results are clear. This is quiet competence. A strange, calm energy that's often more intimidating than loud confidence. We're used to people showing their skills, talking about what they've achieved, putting their best work on display. But Sigma males take a different route. They do the work in silence. They develop mastery behind the scenes. And then one day they reveal the outcome, not for approval, but because it's finished. This energy is weird because it doesn't follow the usual pattern. Most people grow by pushing their image out into the world. Sigma males grow by pushing themselves inward. They don't build a brand. They build skills. And they trust that the value will speak for itself eventually. When someone has real competence and doesn't show it off, it causes a shift in how others see them. It raises questions. How did he learn all that? When did he have time to do that? Why didn't he say anything? That mystery, combined with visible results, creates quiet authority. People are drawn to it, but they're also unsure how to respond. Do you ask him how he did it? Do you praise him? Do you feel challenged? All of those reactions happen because the Sigma male didn't need a spotlight. He moved in silence and still managed to stand out. Quiet competence also brings a unique kind of respect. It's not forced. It's not demanded. It's earned. Others may not always agree with how the Sigma operates, but they can't ignore what he gets done. That respect is built on proof, not noise. In relationships, this energy shows up as stability. The Sigma male may not talk about what he's working on every day, but he shows up. He solves problems. He keeps promises. He handles stress. He doesn't ask for applause. He simply handles what needs to be handled. In leadership, it creates a calm center. People around the Sigma may be louder or more emotional, but he becomes the one others look to in moments of stress. Why? Because he's done the work. Because his results are real. Because even if he doesn't talk much, people trust what he brings to the table. Quiet competence is not about hiding. It's about choosing. Sigma males choose when to speak, when to show, and when to act. And when they do, it's effective. It lands harder because it wasn't expected. It wasn't dressed up. It was just true. That's why this energy feels weird. In a world that rewards performance, Sigma males succeed through action. And even though they don't say much, their success speaks loud enough. Sigma male energy is hard to explain, but once you've felt it, you don't forget it. It doesn't look like traditional power. It doesn't act like the usual leader. It doesn't demand attention but somehow earns it. That's what makes it weird. That's what makes it strong. We've looked at 6 strange but powerful energies that define Sigma males. The way their solitude attracts instead of repels. The way their silence holds more weight than words. The deep personal focus they bring to every conversation. Their self-made independence. Their ability to walk their own moral path. And their quiet, consistent excellence. These energies feel weird because they go against what we expect from power, confidence, and masculinity. We're taught to look for the loudest voice, the biggest ego, or the most visible leader. But Sigma males prove that power can be silent, steady, and deeply personal. The truth is, this weird energy works. It connects without effort. It leads without control. It wins without noise. And in today's chaotic world, that kind of presence stands out more than ever. So if you've ever met someone who seemed calm but powerful, distant but magnetic, quiet but unshakably capable, you may have met a Sigma. And now you know why that energy felt so strange. Because it wasn't weak. It was focused. It was deliberate. It was Sigma.